Hi everyone, it's Liz, and welcome to another episode of Plant One On Me, simple plant-based recipes. And today we're going to be cooking a really pretty dish. It is a potato, zucchini, tomato casserole. And it looks really nice and impressive, and I'm going to show you how I do it, okay? So, number one ingredient I'm going to need is onions, and this is a mixture of red onions and white onions, only because I have sort of half a white onion, so I mixed it together. I have some vegan butter, both melted and non-melted. I have salt and pepper, and of course the zucchini, potato, and tomato, and some vegan Parmesan cheese. I like this cheese made by a company called Kelly's Croutons, and she sells really nice vegan Parmesan cheese and other really yummy things. Anyway, just thought I'd tell you where I got that because it tastes really good. So I'm going to start out by caramelizing these onions. So let's kind of go over and put it in and get these going. I think a lot of cooking is, while something's happening, you do something else, right? So we'll get these going, these onions, and while these are caramelizing, which will take a little bit, then we could be cutting up veggies and stuff. So I'm just going to go ahead and put them in. Mainly I just slice them. There are some diced in there just because of other recipe I made. So I'm one for I just kind of use things up as I can. Hence the white onion with the red onion. So a lot of times my recipes consist of what I have in the house. So anyhow, so here it is. So we'll just let that do its thing. I'm going to leave it alone for a little bit, and we can go back over and cut the veggies now. Okay, so the key to this particular recipe, is making it look pretty. And so that means trying to cut things uniformly. And you're probably not a professional chef like me, or you might be, or I'm not either. That's what I'm trying to say. Not like I'm a professional chef. I'm saying we're both not professional chefs, probably. But I'm trying to just kind of do the best I can. It's not going to be exact, but I'm going to cut it the best I can and just try to make it uniform. They're not exact, but you get the idea of how thick these should be, which is definitely on the thin side. And you'll see why they need to be uniform, because I'm going to set them up and try to make them look really pretty. If you recall in other videos, I have these little drawer things that come in and out. I really like them. So I'm going to put all of those right in there. So that's cut up. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I've already, of course, washed these potatoes and zucchini and tomato, but I'm going to try to do it as uniformly as I can. And I don't have Roma tomato today, although if you have a Roma tomato, that's the better one to use, just because of the shape. But I'm going to try to cut it so that it'll still look okay. So here we go. Try not to cut yourself. That's also a very important thing. Not cutting yourself. I think I'll just cut up one more. I think that's all we will need. Okay, I'm just going to stir these guys. Give me a second. Stir them up a little bit. They're not nearly done because you want them to get real caramelized. So that's why you want to start this first, because while you're doing other things, these could be doing their thing. So there it is. Okay, let's cut up the tomato now. And like I say, if you get a Roma tomato, then that's going to be in the correct shape, but this is not a Roma tomato, so I'm going to try to just kind of cheat a little bit and make them a little bit smaller like that. But again, I'm going to take off the stem part. I'm going to try to make them more uniform if I could. I think a really sharp knife makes a difference here, so your tomato doesn't just explode. But do the best you can. I think nothing is perfect, so that would include this. So just do the best you can. In this recipe and in life. Right, there you go, there's some philosophy. Okay. I don't know. You know, usually when I make this, I cut up too much. That much I could tell you. So probably I will not need all of this. And so learn from my mistake, maybe. Don't cut up quite as much. But, you know, maybe I'll stop there. I really doubt I would need any more than that. So I'm just going to stop there. But, you know, if you cut up too much, just use it in a salad or whatever. You could use it in something else. Okay, I am going to put these ingredients, which will include these tomatoes. Oops. A piece of thing on there. And then I'm going to put these and the zucchini and the potato in here. And I'm going to just put some salt and pepper on here and mix it. If you notice, in every single video I'm using the same mixer. You know, you tend to have your favorite items that you like, and this is one that I sort of use for everything. My mom got it for me a long time ago on QVC. It was like a set of, I don't know, 3 or 4 things, and I just use this one. It just seems to work for me better than other things. There's some smaller ones for like getting the last of the peanut butter or something out, you know, like little ones that go in the jar. But anyway, you see the idea. So now these are ready to be placed, but I have to wait for the onions. So let's go back over here and see how my onions are doing. You can see they're starting to turn brown and get soft. And, you know, the longer you keep them in here, the better it is. I don't know that I will keep them in here as long as maybe I would if I wasn't making this video, only because I'm sure you have better things to do with your life than watch me caramelize onions for 20 minutes. But really, I think it's okay to leave them for 20 minutes and get them really, really caramelized, and then they're going to even taste better. So I'm probably going to be just about done, but only because I'm trying to save time. But when you make it in real life, not in cooking video life, leave it for 20 minutes because it's really going to be better. But you can see it's already looking good, you know that look, that caramelized onions, that looks really yummy. So I'm going to use my handy dandy little scraper thing that you've been seeing me use. I just like it for taking stuff out. And, oh, well, hang on. I'm going to spray this. I'm going to spray it. I've cooked so many things in this pie dish. But anyway, I'm going to put these onions in the bottom of this pie dish. This is one of those dishes that's pretty easy to make, but really it's impressive to look at when it's all done. And it takes a little bit of effort. I mean, maybe it's a little bit more challenging than some of the other recipes I've made, but it's certainly not hard, and I'm sure you could do it. Just believe in yourself. Okay, good enough. All right, let's go over here and I'll show you the next step, which will be the artistic step. Let me get all this other stuff out of the way here so I can have some room to show you what I'm doing. Okay. So what I like to do is, around the edge, I put potato and then zucchini. So, like this. And you're kind of making a design that will look nice. And so you see, that's kind of why we tried to make it uniform. It's not perfect, and it doesn't have to be, but certainly, you know, it's not every which way. It sort of has some semblance of same size and stuff like that. So I like to do around the edge with potato, alternating potato and zucchini. And then you could do whatever you like here. I mean, you could just kind of put it, you could keep going alternating. Maybe that would look nice. I don't know. you know, you could just be creative and just do whatever you think. Whatever you think looks nice, you know, let the artist come out in you and just do it like this. It's going to taste the same whether you did it pretty or not. See what I mean about having too much veggie in here? Like I did cut up so you could like add more if you want to, or just, you know, use it for something else. I don't know. I'm going to add a few more just to try to use some of this up, but it doesn't matter. Whatever. Okay, and now this is my melted vegan butter, and I'm just going to pour it over the top. Okay, and wash off my hands a little bit. It looks pretty, right? So now you're supposed to cover it with foil. I don't particularly like to use foil. So what I do is I'm going to use some parchment paper first and then foil. So that foil is not actually touching my food because I don't really like to use foil to touch my food. So here we go. This is how you use foil without using foil, you know? And there it is. So now I'm going to put it in a 350 oven for 30 minutes. Okay. And let it cook. I'll set my timer. 30 minutes. And we'll check back and see it after it's done. Okay, so it's been 30 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and take it out. Let's see how we did. So it's starting to get cooked, you could see that. And now I'm going to take this vegan Parmesan cheese and sprinkle it over the top. It smells really good. And then I will put it back in so it kind of gets browned on top and finishes cooking for another 30 to 45 minutes. I think 30 is probably fine, really. But if your oven is not that hot, then maybe you would want to do 45. So just check it in 30 minutes and see what you think. There we go. And yeah, so I'll show you the finished product and hope you like it. Give it a try and happy cooking.